but the Ascended Master that is coming wants your undivided attention. And I do believe that you will wish to give him your undivided attention. For it is Sanat Kumara. The piece of music that we will play for the meditation is Sibelius' Fifth Symphony. We know this is the keynote symphony for Kapila, the green ray Kumara, if you will. But the purpose for this particular piece, when you hear the trumpet's call, know that this is the tone that is being sent forth for you to make the return home. It is somewhat lengthy, but if you flow with the music, you will lose the sense of time and space, and you will find yourself in the heart of Sanat Kumara. Children of God, let your pathway be illumined by my flame, for my brothers and I stand in the great central sun to release the light so that you might have the opportunity to return home, to take up the task which you are called upon daily, and exercise the wise use of opportunity entrusted to you, so that you might return in the fullness of time victoriously. You will understand the golden light that emanates and lights your pathway, for it will be the wisdom of the ages to ignite illumination's flame upon the altar of your heart, so that you will not tarry too long from the appointed time and place of your ascent. You have journeyed from the great central sun, and you have gone for millenniums of time to many byways and highways that have taken you into all manner of situations. Having amassed much karma, you have found it most difficult to find your way back home. We, the Ascended Ones, continue to send forth the instruction, the teaching, but even more so, those who will light the way and ignite the fires upon the altar of your heart to remind you from whence you have come, to tantalize you into tasting once more the precious electrons of light that course through the cosmos, are entrusted to your God presence and given to you daily as the allotment of nourishment, so that you will have all that you require for that day. It is the wise use that you have established as a momentum and a track record that determines how much is released unto your keeping. For those who have considered they are needy, you should look first at how you have utilized the gifts given, and every breath, every prana that is entrusted to your vehicles of consciousness is a gift from God. Every electron of light is a gift. And as such, how you maintain the authority over those things which are given to you determines the acceleration, the expansion, and the fire that will be entrusted into your keeping. I am Sanat Kumara. I stand in the earth to release the golden light from the great central sun. In the midst of purity's ray, this golden light may shine even brighter. It is so that you, beloved, every son and every daughter of God, may embrace more intently, specifically, those things which are necessary for your life stream to take on as the next victory. Oh, so many victories passed up along the byways and highways of your travels. You have ignored many things which you were already equipped to accomplish to their fullest. But because of the undisciplined and unbridled energies within the body, you have not paid attention to the signs. You have not watched along the pathway those things which you should have pulled into the discipline of the mind, the emotions, the physical body, and yes, the spiritual bodies, so that you would hold fast to your chosen path. And I say your chosen path. Even should the outer consciousness not recognize that chosen path, know well, beloved, that you have made that election at inner levels before coming into embodiment. You have known straightway what was the destiny of that incarnation. You have understood at very core levels of your being what was the right action to take, the right word to speak, the right thoughts to allow within your consciousness. But as such, having given way and sway to those human tendencies and momentums established while being too long away from the fires of God, there have been those who are confounded, confused, bewildered as to what was the right choice for their life stream. Well, I, Sanat Kumara, am here to tell you that if you will but go within the heart, if you will elevate your consciousness and your gaze to the light of God that never fails, you will understand what it means to stand in the secret place of the Most High and have the great silence about you. And if you are most fortunate indeed, you will be equipped with sufficient white fire of the mother light to elevate you into the great current and highway and pathway which I and my brothers, the Kumaras, release into the octaves so that you might traverse more easily to the great central sun and thereby attend at the altar of the Most High. Do you see, beloved, you are not limited to that which you can accomplish within the Holy Christ Self, within the secret chamber of your own heart. You are not limited as the mighty I Am Presence. You are not restrained from accelerating on to the heart of the allness of God, to partake of the great and glorious table of the entire spirit of the Great White Brotherhood, to assist in the beneficence of the giving of God to all of life. This is the family of which you are united. It is the family that calls you home. For far too long have you tarried in the earth, trying on the various elements and forces of prana, weighing those things of the human mind, and allowing for the swaying by the human emotions to keep you from point center of awareness of your Christhood. It always comes back to your Christhood, for therein is the key to your victory in the ascension. It is the turning point toward home, until such time as you have grasped the Christ within you and have begun to accelerate the threefold flame of the heart, understanding what it means to stand in the power of God, the wisdom of God, and have the love of God coursing through your veins. Then you, beloved, are still on that outward bound journey and have not made the turn. But I am here to tell you that it is time for that turn to occur. It is no longer lawful. Even your own God presence has determined this to be so. And there are millions of sons and daughters of God that are ready to make that turn. Sadly, there will only be, within the short duration, a very few that will grasp this conscious awareness and will understand what it means to move toward the sun. But you, beloved, have no excuse. You have been armed with the instruction. You have been given the course with which to follow. You have been allowed within the vibration of the ascended and cosmic beings to tremble the very vibration of the cells of your body. You have had the conscious awareness dawning within your own heart that this is the course that you are to take. Many have seen the masters when they have come. Most assuredly, there has been the feeling world excited, moved. And yes, beloved, what of the physical body? The tingling up and down the spine, the pains that have come when the coursing of the light of God through the spinal altar has awakened the serpent and allowed for that light to start to move. These are the signs that you look for, beloved, and many more. For there are the so-called miracles that occur daily in your life that allow you to have a dawning awareness that the light of God is moving through you and enacting a course that allows you the greater good, that gives you what you need at the right time, at the right place, that sees that you stay out of harm's way when others about you may fall. All this because your own God presence has determined that this is the time and the cycle for your return to the heart of God. You cannot forever procrastinate. At some point in your life, whether you make the will decision to accomplish it now or in some future incarnation, you must know that this is the path. Your own God presence has tarried long, allowing you to exercise the free will election of each of your vehicles of consciousness while you were incarnation. But there comes a time when the I Am Presence knows better than you. The time is now. The cycles are upon you. The opportunity is here. It is only when the human consciousness, the human ego, determines that it knows better than the I Am Presence. And oh, what a foolish mortal that is. For mortality indeed is the order of the day for that one, not immortality. For one who knows their God presence to be the I am that I am, knows well the immortality and the connection with the heart of God. This is why I have come, not merely to tantalize you with a new bauble of brilliant light, no, beloved, but for you to awaken, not unlike the Buddha, to become aware of who you are, not unlike the Christ, to be in service, to be the Prince of Peace and the action of love, to follow in the footsteps of the saints of old, who many are already ascended. You, beloved, are the saints of the day. You are to wear the white robes of sainthood. But it requires the election of your life stream and the ratification of that which you already know within your heart, so that you might accelerate the timetable and the cycles for your return home. It does not mean it shortens your life. Put those thoughts out of your mind instantly. It means that you are within the time frame deemed by God, your own God presence, that which is releasing into your keeping daily all that keeps you alive in this physical octave, that which keeps you on the path to your ascension, if you allow it. All manner of contrivances throughout history by the ascended and cosmic beings have been presented to you to reignite the fires of the heart, to accelerate you into the awareness of God reality. And you may read the examples of those throughout those eras of recorded history. But what of that preceded recorded history? Have you forgotten that there is a history before that history before that history? Your own God presence was there. Your own God presence knows of the history and of the Akashic record that precedes the written record in the earth. Your God presence, for some, was still at inner levels, observing, considering, should I or should I not move into the earth's atmosphere, where the physical body, where the emotional body, the mental body, have the understanding of these elemental forces of nature? Is that of interest to me? These are the decisions that your own I Am Presence has conjured before you ever took your very first incarnation. By the time that I came upon the scene, there was much disarray, and the need of the hour was the holding of the balance for the very precious flame upon the altar of your heart. That flame, beloved, still this day is nurtured by the Lord of the world. Beloved Gautama now holds that focus for you. Because so many, not all, but so many, are still not able to keep that flame nurtured sufficiently so that they might stay in embodiment. What a travesty when there has been so much released upon the earth to bring about the understanding within the mind sufficient to put aside the dalliances of the world and allow for the heart to speak. The mind must be silent for the heart to resound. And when it does, it brings forth the accumulation of the entire spirit of the Great White Brotherhood with it, when there is purity within the heart. When the mighty I Am presence has been allowed into your life, and when there is a momentum of light continued to be built daily, so that you are not found wanting when your God presence says it is time to take that next step upon the golden pathway to your ascension. You are given the rehearsal by beloved Serapis Bey when you come close to that time. If you should bring those memories back from your time within the retreats and at the feet of Serapis, hold fast to what you learn. And I promise you, this is a sign you should take most seriously, if none other, for it means that you are close to attaining your ascension. You have come to that pinnacle of time and space where there should be no longer time and space, but eternity. Watch, listen, and follow the signs. Adhere to the disciplines, and you will see the expansion of light through you. The years will fade off the very face of your physical countenance. The eyes will take on clarity. Your countenance will be straight and tall, and there will be a new lilt in your voice that heretofore has been downtrodden and burdened. It is the light. It is the light, beloved, that allows you to live what is known by your God presence as the true good life. The good life that is pure, holy, sacred, not sterile and absent or void of the expressions of God good, but filled to overflowing with all the good, all the beautiful that you could even begin to imagine, and more. When we, the holy Kumaras, stepped forth, years passed and released our fire once more for this cycle. We made the commitment to stand with you and continue this cycle so that you will not have one day without the opportunity to reach into the heart and elevate your consciousness into the great central sun. There are times when that acceleration is easier to accomplish. Most assuredly during the times when we hold the conclaves quarterly to feed the earth with a more than ordinary release of our light. Surely you must understand that when we come and address the students from the platform of the temple altar, there is the opportunity to accelerate the very cells of your body. The emotional body may be teeming with the fire of our light when we have accomplished the work with you. The mind may be keenly sharpened within the Christ mind, if you allow it. All this because you have elected to place your attention upon the light of God, your own God presence, and the ascended Master consciousness and way of life. It is our solemn responsibility to see that your pathway is illumined until you have accomplished it victoriously. And I promise you, if we have not spoken of mighty victory before now, it is merely because you are expected to know that a mighty victory always stands with us to accomplish your victory with you. You may always call to the combined flame of the holy Kumaras, mighty victory, the nameless one, Gautama Buddha, and yes, beloved, Saint Germain, for he carries our undaunted flame of victory. Know well that we send forth the continued release of the secret love star and the fulfillment of God's mandate to see that you make it home at the appointed hour for the celebration of your ascension. I, Sanat Kumara, thank you, and I seal you this day in the golden light of the great central sun and the love of the secret love star to light your way home.
In the name of beloved Sanat Kumara, and of the seven holy Kumaras, in the name of the Nameless One, in the name of mighty victory, in the name of beloved Saint Germain, we command now the fierceness and intensity of the white fire core, of the consuming action of the love of God, to go forth across the face of the earth as an untold whirlwind of consuming love, that shall cleave asunder unreal from real, that shall be a pillar of fire by night and a cloud of witness by day, that shall stand between the children of the light and all peril, that shall be an updraft of the ascension spiral and of illumination's flame that shall catch them up, that shall cast down all of the iniquities of this world and preserve holiness and purity unto the Most High living God, abiding within the temple of each one. Fiery seraphim and cherubim, blaze forth now the zeal of the flame of the Ark of the Covenant, the devotion and love of beloved lordling, of the seven mighty Elohim, the seven beloved archangels and their archei, of the great lords of karma, and of the great Chohans of the rays, that phalanxes of these sevens shall encircle the earth, together with the great Manus of the root races, and shall move forward this Manu Yuga, when the golden light of illumination from out the great central sun shall take its preeminence in the consciousness, in the attention, in the affairs, in the spiritual cleanliness and purity of the sons and daughters of God and of the children of the light. O beloved dawning golden age, O beloved gods and goddesses of the sun and of the dawn, reach forth across the margin of the world and bathe this planet in the transmutative fires of the golden flame. We decree it so in the name and by the authority of that mighty regent of our earth, beloved Sanat Kumara, and in the name of his lovely complement, Venus. Amen.